Sahanavavatu Sahanau bhunaktu Sahaviryam karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma vidvishavahai. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om.
Hey, good evening. Welcome back. We're starting a new Upanishad called Kaivalya Upanishads. If you remember, we covered Katha Upanishads in the previous session. So we started with Mundaka Upanishad, then we went to Kena Upanishad, and then we saw Katha Upanishad, and now we are moving into Kaivalya Upanishads. So we need only one session. This is a small Upanishad. And after that, we will jump on to one of the most popular Upanishad called the Taittiriya Upanishad. So without any delay, let's get started. So this Upanishad, let's start with a quick introduction, and then we will quickly see the summary of. So if you're not speaking, please put yourself on mute so that it will not disturb. So this Upanishad is from Atharva Veda. A little bit complication. If you read some books, you may say that it is Yajurveda. Because in the modern version of the Vedas, in some books it appears in Yajurveda, but some book appears in Atharva Veda. But widely it is believed that this Upanishad is from Atharva Veda. So if you see this from Yajurveda, don't get confused. It doesn't matter from where it is coming, but widely believed that this is from Atharva Veda. And this is a very small Upanishad, only 25 mantras. And this Upanishad is presented as a dialogue between a guru and a shishya. And here the guru is Chaturmukha Brahmaji. Brahmaji, the creator. Remember, Chaturmukha means it is the four-headed Brahma. If you read our Puranas, you talk about the trinities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. That Brahmaji is the teacher here. And four heads of Brahma symbolically represents each Veda. So Chaturmukha Brahma, who would be a better teacher than the Brahmaji. And the Shishya here is a very qualified student. And his name was Asvalayana Rishi. Asvalayana Rishi. So Chaturmukha Brahmaji is the teacher. Asvalayana Rishi is the student. And the result of the study of this Upanishad, the Upanishad itself says that it is attaining Kaivalyam or moksha. That is why the name of the Upanishad is Kaivalya Upanishad. Okay, let us proceed. So, another interesting point is that this Upanishad doesn't belong to the Dasha Upanishad. Because initially when we started, we said we will only cover the 10 Upanishad commented by Shankaracharya. But I felt that due to my immense respect to Swami Chinmayananda, this book we are selecting. This book is not commented by Shankaracharya. And hence the tradition brands this Upanishad as a minor Upanishad. The tradition is very strict. They take only those Upanishad commented by Shankara as serious or major Upanishad, and they call it as minor Upanishad, but this is definitely a major Upanishad. The content is so profound. So, Kaivalya Upanishad. So typically in Chinmaya Mission circles and all in the 3-year course, they teach this Upanishad also. And in the modern days, it is because of Swami Chinmayananda, this Upanishad is very popular. So that's another interesting point. Let's continue. The next point is, okay. So the next point is, this Upanishad is one of the most favorite Upanishad of the great master Swami Chinmayananda. So why I took is, without Swami Chinmayananda, we would not be sitting here and studying this Upanishad right now. Because it is Swami Chinmayananda who brought this fantastic teaching, great teachings outside of the Himalayas, and started talking into this English language. And right now it is meaning in sitting in New Jersey, we can study this. That is because of Swami Chinmayananda. And this was one of his favorite Upanishads. And one of the most important topic of this Upanishad is meditation. And you could see the same content you see in the Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. What you see in the Bhagavad Gita chapter 6 is here. So that was one that probably I'm just guessing. That might be one of the reasons why Swami Chinmayananda was very fond of this Upanishad. He used to teach this Upanishad a lot. And the content-wise, this is very rich content and brilliantly presents the teachings of the Vedanta. So even though Shankaracharya didn't comment on this, we are studying it. So let's proceed. And then in the Kaivalya Upanishad, this was the comment by Swami Chinmayananda on the Kaivalya Upanishad. He tells, one of the striking Upanishad, especially because of its poetic diction, systematic development of thought, scientific arrangements of ideas, and the comprehension of the vision and the richness of its philosophy. This was Swami Chinmayananda's words on this Upanishad. He had a lot of regards for this Upanishad. Then, the name of this Upanishad, it's Kaivalyam. Kaivalyam, the word you see in Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, that is the last chapter, Kaivalya Pada. The word Kaivalyam came from the word Kevala. Kevala. Kevala means alone. So Kevalam Rama Agataha. In those who study Sanskrit, this is a common sentence. Kevalam Rama Agataha means only Rama came in. So Kevalam means only that. Advaita. So if you put that definition for the Kevala, what is fit for Kevala on the absolute sense? It's Brahman, the reality. Only the infinite can be Kevala, because everything else there will be two. So the true Kevala, the true only one, is the absolute reality, the Brahman, and that is infinite, and that is Purnam. And Kaivalyam is the state of knowing that Kevala Vastu, which is the Brahman. So it's another term used for moksha. That's it. So the benefit of studying this Upanishad is Kaivalyam, which is knowing the truth, knowing the infinite, knowing the Purnatvam. And what is the best definition of moksha? Once you get the moksha, you don't feel that you are lacking anything. That is the best definition. A lot of people say that it will prevent you from the rebirth. That's not the real benefit of moksha. Because right now I'm a wanting person, I'm a needing person. My self-acceptance is not there. But once you have moksha, I don't see I lack anything for me to be secured and happy. That's it. So that is the Kaivalyam. That is the name of this Upanishad. Continuing, the Shanti mantra of this Upanishad is the Shanti mantra of the Atharva Veda. So let's quickly listen.
Bhadram karnebhih srinuyama devaah Bhadram pashyemakshabhiryajatraah Thirairangaistushtvagam sastanubhihi Vyashema devahitam yadayuhu.
So we have seen this when we studied earlier. So Shanti Mantra, as with any Shanti Mantra, so this is a prayer to Ishvara, requesting a few things. Beautiful, beautiful prayer. If you can learn this prayer, this is really good. So the first prayer is for my physical fitness. Without physical fitness, I cannot do anything. So physical fitness is the first prayer. Second thing is emotional wellness. The third thing that is asked in the prayer is intellectual sharpness. Fourth one is a long life, because otherwise I cannot finish this study. And fifth one is avoidance of any obstacle in my path. Remember what a beautiful prayer is this, right? If you want to pray to God, pray like this. I need physical fitness for a noble purpose in life. Why I need this? I don't need this to loot somebody or to be a dictator of the world. Not at all. I want to live a path, meaning life of dharma. In that life, I need physical fitness, emotional wellness, intellectual sharpness, long life, and avoidance of any obstacle in my life, in my path. So I was just trying to decode it and just highlighting the bullet points. That's it. This is the prayer. This beautiful prayer. So if you decode this verse, it is really beautiful. Whatever I hear should be bhadram. Whatever I see, it should be good things. And then the prayer goes. So this is beautiful prayer. So with that Shanti Mantra, let's proceed. So this Upanishad, this is the outline or the layout or the high level division of the Upanishad. So this Upanishad has 25 mantras. And the first portion is called Upakrama or the introduction. The second topic is meditation or dhyana. It is mantras 5 to 10. And the third portion or the third topic is inquiry into the nature of the absolute reality, the Brahman or the Brahma Vichara or the Atma Vichara. And the fourth topic is conclusion, which is verse 24 and 25. So these are the four topics covered in this Upanishad. So now let's go to each of this topic and quickly see what exactly each of these topic covers. That's it. We can cover the whole topic today. This is a short Upanishad. So let's start with the introduction. So the first topic is introduction. And as I said, Chaturmukha Brahmaji is the teacher and Asvalayana Rishi is the student. And the introduction talks about the student and teacher approaches and the qualifications of the student and the teacher. This Asvalayana Rishi is a very matured Rishi. He had done all the preparations and he had a very good goal of achieving the Brahma Vidya. He had already achieved the Chitta Shuddhi through the Karma Yoga. The Upanishad tells. He has achieved the Chitta Sthiti following the Upasana Yoga. And he had a clear vision that the knowledge is going to give me liberation. And he has complete faith in the words of the teacher and the scriptures. And with that mindset and with that qualification and with that preparation, he became an Uttama Adhikari, meaning the most eligible student to seek this Brahma Vidya. So he went to Chaturmukha Brahmaji and requested for this knowledge. That is the first topic. And again, in that first portion, another topic is highlighted. What is the Brahma Vidya Sadhana Samkshepaha? Summary of how one should seek the Brahma Vidya. So Brahmaji says, nothing new to us. Vedanta Shravanam, Vedanta Mananam, Vedanta Nididhyasana. So Vedanta Shravanam means study of the scriptures under a master for a sufficient period of time. Mananam means removing the ignorance or connecting the dots. Nididhyasana means internalization. Now, the important point is that Brahmaji makes one point very clear. This practice, right, it needs to be supplemented with some other discipline. So he is mentioning that also. So he says this to be practiced with inner detachment, because otherwise it will not work. How do you get the inner detachment? He said, it is developing an attitude that everything in this universe is Bhagavan, right? So my house is Bhagavan's house. It is just given to me for a few years to use. My body is Bhagavan's. It is given to me. So if you develop that attitude, when you lose something, you just take that Bhagavan took what he has given. So it is an attitude of surrender. When that attitude of surrender is developed, it is going to be very helpful in our study. So remember, Swami Dayananda always used to say, the spirituality is the process of converting necessities into luxuries. What is materialism? It is the attitude of converting the opposite, like luxuries into necessities. This is the difference. So spirituality is the attitude of converting the necessaries into luxuries. My body is the most important thing for me to live. I see that as a luxury. Ability to see, I see that as a luxury. So that will develop an attitude of gratitude in me, and that will help me to see, because nobody is saying that don't use anything. If you have a luxury car, use it as a luxury car. But after driving the luxury car for a few years, that became necessity. This is very important. So Brahmaji highlights this here. So that's the introductory portion of the Upanishad. So let's go to the second topic. Second topic is meditation. Meditation or dhyanam is the second topic. So in that, there are a few things said. The first one is, what should be the place of the meditation? What should be the suitable time for meditation? What should be the asana or the posture for the meditation? And also, what should be your sharira sthiti, the state of your body? So the place of the meditation, Brahmaji says, it is, you can see the same thing is said by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. Same thing is repeated by Patanjali in the Yoga Sutra. So you see the exact same pattern. So Brahmaji tells the place should be clean. It should be secluded because not too much disturbances. And then spiritually inspiring. It's just to create an attitude for meditation. So that is the desha requirements or the place requirements. Time means whatever time. You cannot say that 4 o'clock is good for everybody. I know for sure it's not good for me. Early morning is not a good thing for me. So if it is 12 o'clock in the night, that is fine. So what Brahmaji tells is beautifully. He says, Krishna tells also this in the Bhagavad Gita. So here Brahmaji tells the ideal time for meditation is your mind is not that, find out that time where the mind is not rajasic and tamasic. Rajasic means over agitated. Tamasic is very dull, sleepy. So we don't want to take those two. It is cautiously active. It is not overactive or hyperactive, but whatever appropriately active, swatik mind. So the place should be clean, secured, spiritually inspiring. The time means when the mind is swatik or when the mind is not overactive or hyperactive or inactive. So that is the time. Then the asana, it should be not too soft, not too hard. And also it's a comfortable posture. Brahmaji tells that only, but in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells what? Stiram sukham. That is what Krishna and Patanjali tells. That's exactly what it means. It should be comfortable. And the sharira sthiti, meaning it's a well-placed body, mind, intellect. Let's see what exactly. He gives a little bit more elaboration. So again, the second topic is meditation in Kaivalya Upanishad. And the meditation, first meaning 4 things are said: place, time, asana, and Sharira Sthiti. Now we are going to double click the Sharira Sthiti. So let's see what exactly is talked about Sharira Sthiti. There are 4 things given for Sharira Sthiti. The first one is the body should be well seated. It should be balanced. It should be straight. Remember the verse in Bhagavad Gita? Samam kaya shiro grivam dharayan nachalam sthiram. That's exactly it. Should be stable. You should not go like this. You should stay, right? That's that type of thing. Meditation, basic rules of meditation. Second thing is the breathing. It should be rhythmic. It should be balanced. It should be smooth. If it is shallow breathing, what does that mean? Stress. So it should be relaxed. So make sure that you do a little bit practices and make sure that the mind, the breathing is balanced. The mind is relaxed. So that's why we try to do the relaxation meditation before you go to any concentration meditation. That is what. Keep the mind relaxed. And the fourth one is intellectually convinced or committed. If you don't commit it, you will not be able to do meditation. So 4 things are highlighted in that Sharira Sthiti. Body well seated, balanced, straight. Breathing is rhythmic, balanced and smooth. The mind is relaxed and the intellect is convinced. So how to convince the intellect? Because the other 3, we are very much clear. Brahmaji here gives 2 techniques which are very powerful. First time I am coming across that. It pleasantly surprised me. So let me show you. So 2 things he tells. The first one we all know. The second one we all know. The first thing is that Brahmaji tells, imagine your association with your teacher. Right? Whatever time you interacted with your teacher, bring that into your mind. If it is a true teacher and student relationship, you would not have gone there to have a tea, right? So whenever, for example, if you think about Swami Dayananda or Swami Chinmayananda, whenever you see them, what do you hear? This teaching only. So naturally, it will give you that mindset, that commitment. So that's one simple technique. It's called anchoring in the NLP and all. We see that, right? So something you keep in the mind, and whenever you think about that person or situation about that time, the mind will be tuned or conditioned to a certain way. That is the whole idea. So this is given in this Upanishad, this technique, beautiful technique. And the second thing is they say, take an affirmation. Just tell that I have hundreds of problems. I'm not going to ignore that problem. Next 15 minutes or 30 minutes, give me the permission to forget all the problem and focus on the meditation. One more time, I just wanted to remind you, right? This is, we think that this is the modern yoga studio teachers invented techniques, but these are all coming from thousands of years old Upanishads. So this is the whole second topic. So we saw the introduction, we saw the second topic, meditation. Let's continue. Sorry, one more topic is there in the meditation. So Brahmaji tells there are 3 ways to proceed or go with your meditation. The first one is you start with Saguna Brahma Upasana. That is the meditation highlighted here. Saguna Brahma Upasana means what? Saguna means what? It's the form of a god. So whether it is Krishna or Shiva or whatever is your Ishta Devata, try to meditate upon the Eka Roopa Ishvara. So you may meditate upon Lord Shiva, or you may meditate upon Krishna, or Devi, or Muruga, or whoever it is. It doesn't matter. That's number 1. Second meditation is, once you go a little bit further, you can try this. You try to meditate the Vishwarupa Darshan. So Bhagavad Gita chapter, meaning Vishwarupa Darshan, you can see, right? So the whole universe in God. It's a little bit more difficult. You can try that. That is another meditation. And the third meditation, which is very difficult, which is the Arupa Ishvara. That is meditation. So somebody is not muted. No, if you're not talking, please mute. Okay. Thank you. So these are the 3 forms highlighted. And as an example meditation, okay. So As an example meditation, he gives one suggestion, Lord Brahma tells. So meditate upon Lord Shiva as Trinetra. Imagine his three eyes. And as Neelakantha. This is just a sample. For example, he said, meditate like this. Neelakantha, the one whose neck is blue. Fantastic, right? That Neelakantha. Because he drank the poison to save the humanity. So that from there only the famous mantra came in. This Kalakuta, which is the most poisonous substance in the universe, became an ornament for Shiva. Whereas Amritam, which is the life-giving nectar, became a cause of death for Rahu. So for Neelakantha, the most poisonous stuff became an ornament, whereas for Rahu, the life-giving stuff became a cause for death. So more than what you get, who you are is very important. Your inner composure, who you are. This phrase is used to highlight that. So you might be, see, if you are the best person, if you have noble person, like everything becomes an ornament for you. So this is just highlight that. That's a tangent. Let's come back. Let's go to the third portion of the chapter. So the third topic is Brahma Enquiry or Brahma Anveshanam or Atma Anveshanam. So the same teaching which we heard in the Katha Upanishad is kind of repeated here. So the whole idea is, Brahmaji tells, the absolute reality Brahman manifest as Jiva and Ishvara. Jiva, the individual, micro level. Ishvara, the macro level, the Veshti and Samashti, micro and macro. Both are manifested from one absolute reality called Brahman. The reality by which the universe exists is the same reality by which I exist. The reality by which an individual exists is Atma, right? That we call. And the reality by which the universe exists is called Brahman. So therefore the Upanishad declare that the reality that sustains the universe is the reality that sustains me. Therefore, the essence of me equal to the essence of the universe. That is Tattvamasi. The same idea. So the Upanishad derives in a step-by-step Brahma, analysis on Brahma, analysis on Atma, and finally it connects both together. So the Atma and the Brahman are two names. Only when you look at the micro level, you call it as Atma. When you look at the macro level, you see it as big and you call it as Brahman. So Brahman, Atma are essentially one and the same. So that is the Brahma Vichara, Atma Vichara. In essence, both Brahma Vichara and Atma Vichara takes you to the same point. You see this in the Bhagavad Gita also. So the first 6th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is Tvam-pada Pradhana. It tries to analyze the Atma. And the second 6th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita analyzes the Ishvara. And the last 6th chapter connects these two and say that essentially these two are the same. So that is the whole idea of Vedanta. So that is the third topic. So continuing. And then the third topic talks about another thing also. It is the nature of the world. The universe around us, between you and me and the Ishvara. The truth about the world. Upanishad tells, know the truth about the world. See, we think that the world has an existence. Upanishad tells, the world really do not have an existence. It has only a relative existence. Please don't say that the world is illusion. That's not the point. The world has a relative existence. Just like The golden ornament has a relative existence, but the existence of the ornament is dependent upon what? The existence of the gold. The wave has a relative existence because the wave has a beginning, the wave has an end, right? T1, the wave has begun. T2, the wave has ended. And the life of the wave is between T1 and T2. We can say that the existence of the wave is depending upon the existence of the water. So the true existence is water. So like that, the Upanishad tells, even though the world has a relative existence, you can touch and feel that, you can see that, you can interact with that world, but the existence is only relative, and the world has only a relative existence. And that is what it is said. And this existence of the world is depending upon the Brahman, and any changes in the world will not affect Brahman at all. Here is where Swami Chinmayananda famously coined the three laws. Every effect has a cause. The effects are nothing but effects plural, right? Because multiplicity. The effects are nothing but the cause itself in a different form. And if you take the cause from the effect, nothing remains. So the world do not have an existence absolutely. It's a borrowed existence from Brahman. It exists in Brahman. It is emerged out of Brahman. It exists in Brahman, the reality. And finally, it goes back to Brahman and the reality. This is the nature of the world. So the two topics covered in the third section is, one is the nature of the Brahman, nature of the Atman. Essentially, the reality by which the Atman exists is the reality by which the Brahman exists. So there is a connection there. And the world does not have an absolute existence. It only has a relative existence. And the existence of the world or the universe is dependent upon the existence of the Brahman reality. So the next topic, which is the final topic, which is the concluding topic, it is Jnana Yogyata. How do I gain the eligibility to learn this? One easy, every Upanishad and every scripture talks a little bit different. And one of the thing is study of the scriptures. You can call it as meditation. You can call the Karma Yoga. All these things are there. So this particular book this Upanishad calls out two books. One is Rudram. Rudram is part of the Veda. It's an amazing book. Again, fantastic, like an Upanishad. So Rudram, and second one is this Upanishad itself, Kaivalya Upanishad, you can study. So that's it. This is a very short Upanishad. Since we saw the ideas earlier, it was very easy to navigate. And let's see the conclusion. These are the four topics discussed in the Upanishad. One is the Upakrama. It is 1 to 4. In the Upakrama, we saw who is the Guru and who is the teacher. Chaturmukha Brahma is the Guru. And the teacher, Asvalayana Rishi. He was well qualified. He did Karma Yoga and attained the Chitta Siddhi. He did Upasana Yoga, attained the Chitta Sthiti, and he was convinced that knowledge is going to liberate him, and he had full faith in the words of the scripture and the teacher. So he approached the most eligible teacher, Chaturmukha Brahmaji, and asked the question. And the first chapter also talks about a little bit about the process by which you can learn. It tells Shravanam, Mananam, Nidithyasanam. And along with that, it gives two things: Tyaga, the attitude of renunciation, and the attitude of surrender. So how it is elaborated is, consider that everything in this universe is God, meaning given by God, Bhagavan's. My body is Bhagavan, my eye is Bhagavan, my mind is Bhagavan's. Everything is just loaned to me. So we said, convert these necessities into luxuries. So when you do that, what happens? The attitude of gratitude will be developed, and hence you can proceed well. So that is the first topic. The second topic is meditation. In the meditation, we saw 4 factors, right? Desha, where to sit and meditate. It should be a quiet place. It should be a clean place. It should be a spiritually uplifting place. Then time. Time is when I feel most comfortable, meaning it is swatik. It is not too much aggressive mind, not too much dull mind. So that is the thing. And the third thing is the asana. It's not too hard, not too soft. And it should be stable and it should be comfortable. That's it. And then the fourth one is Sharira Sthiti. Sharira Sthiti means it is an optimal state of the body, breathing, mind, and intellect. Body means the body should be very, is meaning stable, balanced, everything. The breathing should be again balanced. It should be rhythmic and it should be effortless. And the mind should be relaxed and the intellect should be convinced. How to convince the intellect? Two methodologies were suggested. One is think about your association with your guru. Naturally, the teaching will be brought into the picture and that will give you something good thing. Second thing is that take an affirmation. And that is the second topic. The third topic was the Brahma Anveshanam or Atma Anveshanam. So in the Brahma Anveshanam, we found that there is only one Brahman. It manifests as many things in the universe. And the essence by which the universe exists is Brahman, is known as Brahman. The reality by which I exist is known as Atma. Essentially, the Atma and the Brahman are one and the same. So therefore, it's a Mahavakya. So that's one thing. And the second topic we found is what is the nature of this world? The world do not have an absolute existence. The world was manifested from Brahman. The world exists in Brahman. And finally, the world goes back to Brahman. And finally, the last topic is how to get this Jnana Yogyata. Meaning the Upanishad tells to learn and study scriptures very well, right? So Swadhyaya, this is given in the Bhagavad Gita, that is given in the Yoga Sutra. So nothing new. It's a well-known method. So two books were prescribed. One is Rudram, the other one is Kaivalya Upanishad. So just a clarification. The whole book talks about only one book, Shatai Rudram. Some people say that it is Rudram. Some people say that it is Kaivalya Upanishad. So just for the safety, I got both.
Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.